So there's a plague called beauty standards, and it is affecting a lot of us, especially females. And it's kind of crazy to me that you say that you value yourself, but based on the opinion of others, you feel unworthy and less than. That is crazy to me. Now, I do understand that what society puts out there and these subtle requirements for you to look the part and be the part, I get that. But what I don't understand is, when since has someone opinion of what makes you beautiful, when since did that hold more weight than you? I don't get how someone's opinion of what you should look like matter more than what you think you look bomb as. Listen, I understand that they play on our insecurities. There are things that we pick ourselves apart in the mirrors with. Like, I get that. But you're never supposed to let somebody see you sweat, love. Like, you are beautiful, babe. Like, we are not all supposed to look the same. You know that, right? But I get it. Society has class some of us as ugly, as trash, as beautiful, as acceptable. I see that they have a whole thing called medium ugly. Like, what? Hello, you are beautiful. You are handsome. You're sexy as you are. Don't let nobody take that away from you. Work on yourself only if you feel like you need to work on yourself. Now, while I say that, there are health risks, okay? So you can present yourself better, especially if it is the case where you'd like to live a better life, a longer life, if not for you, for your kids, for people who you care for. Just present yourself better. You can always do that, but to go under the knife and to look at you and talk down on yourself, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, okay? If you don't find yourself beautiful, then every time someone says something or every time an aesthetic changes, you're gonna keep going under the knife. You're gonna keep making these changes to yourself. You will never be one with yourself until you accept yourself. And we have to learn to make peace with whatever we look like. It's not lost on me that we have things that we're just like, ooh, that's just you, but it's yours and you're stuck with it. So make peace with it. Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. I am Katashi Jade. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you're a returning viewer, I appreciate your time. Guys, I want to let you know that no amount of money has ever bought an ounce of time. So the fact that you are just sharing any with me, I am grateful. Thank you so much. And I hope I can repay you by providing something valuable as we try to heal ourselves. We are healing mentally and emotionally and spiritually on a lifestyle level. So whatever it is that we have to do to find ourselves as our number one fan, we're gonna have to do that, guys. So today we're gonna talk about ethnic features and the standards of beauty and the aesthetics that comes with them, and reasons why we just feel like people's word is just the end all be all for us. Like, guys, come on, man. So what are your ethnic features? Ethnic features are like your facial structure, your body type, your skin tone, your hair texture, things of that nature. Now, have you ever is there anything ethnically about you that you'd like to change? Or have you ever wanted to change anything about you? For me, if I could remember wanting to change something about me, I don't think it was necessarily a change. I think I was just curious as a child, because most of my family members, they're light skinned. And then as I grew, I was still less than 10. But as I grew, I realized that we had different skin tones. So I was curious about that. And I was like, well, why are they light skin and I am darker? That was just my curiosity, And then as I researched more and looked into stuff and asked the necessary questions, I just got to understand that sometimes it's just genetics. And after that, I think I just dropped the entire conversation overall, because I can't do anything about it. I'm already here. What else can I do about it? So I don't think I've ever really wanted to change it. But I was curious as to why my skin tone was different from my siblings, you know? Yeah, I don't think I wanted to change it. I just think I was just curious as a child to know why we had different shades to our complexion, pretty much. And after my after a response was given, then I kind of pretty much just dropped it, because I understood, and it didn't take me long to really understand things and view things from different perspectives. So no, I wouldn't really want to change my skin tone. But I have realized that especially the more you travel, you will have more people who either loves everything about your features or most of your features, but then you'll have other races that is just like, well, you're too dark skinned, or based on you being black, you're not good enough. Like, that's on a global scale. Like when you listen and you see how people act. And then growing up, racism wasn't something that I really had to deal with, not until I traveled. And I'm just like, oh, okay, so because I am black, I am less than you. All right, well, good luck to you, but you couldn't pay me to be another complexion. I do not think in any other lifetime I wouldn't want to be black. And I'm standing behind that 100%. Black people are very beautiful. I really hate when people say, oh, well, you're handsome for a black man, or you're cute for a black girl. Excuse me? You understand that we're the origin, you know? As I will shut up. I will be quiet on that. But it's not lost on me, all of these subtle requirements. Like you imply to people that certain body types is the only thing that is considered flawless, you know? You have, I remember looking, because I was doing some research, and I guess even one of those popular rappers, Gorilla, I think she did a nose job, and the people were just like, oh my God, how can you try to erase your blackness? And then there were other people saying, well, you better be in this way. And I just feel like people overall, they get so bombarded with what they should look like and what is considered as beautiful, and you could never be black and beautiful. You could never be a person of color and be beautiful. And that is just crazy to me. It is absolutely crazy to me. So for celebrities, I'm not putting them on a pedestal, but I can understand why for celebrities they would go around and try to make modifications to their body types and to their faces. Because just imagine if us just being regular on a day-to-day basis, sometimes we meet some people that just have nasty attitudes towards us because they consider you to be either pretty or not their definition of pretty, and you have a whole dilemma going on, and you're just like, whatever, I don't have to feed into you. But as a celebrity, you are placed on this large stage. Pretty much your life is on a larger stage, and on that stage you have people tearing you apart limb for limb, telling you about what your face needs to look like, what your lips need to look like, what your nose needs to look like, what your eyes need to look like, what your butt needs to look like, what you like. They just keep telling you about all these modifications that will make you perfect day in, day out, right? And then you're probably hell-bent at the time that you're not gonna make these changes, but people keep attacking you, and so now you start looking at it and be like, well, maybe if I pinch my nose just a little bit, and maybe if I bleach my skin color just a little bit, and maybe, I think the craziest thing I ever saw was someone changing their eye color. I'm like, contacts not enough. Like, why are you gonna go and get somebody to work on your eye color? That is bizarre to me. But that's how influenced we are by these societal norms, these beauty aesthetics, these beauty standards, and these it is crazy. So for us regular people, you have people in your community that they tear you down just the same. They tear you down, they talk trash to you. And then when you go out there and you build up yourself, they're the same one who still talk trash about you. Oh, you should have just stayed that way. Oh, you did look better. The other, I couldn't begin to understand how a person would feel to the point where they're going to go and modify themselves. I am not against cosmetic surgery. I'm not against any form of procedure that makes a person feels more beautiful or feel more attractive. Whatever a person wants to do, go for it, because that's your call. But just make sure you're doing it because that's what you actually want to do, because you're the one who's going to have to live with it. You're the one who's going to be greatly impacted by it, whether positively or negatively. So just make sure that if you are changing anything about you, it's because you want to do it and not because society forced you to do it. Because society is so fickle. These people are so finicky. Every second the aesthetic change, the requirements change, and they will leave you standing right where you are and be like, well, girl. And I'm not saying guys don't change stuff about them or go and do surgery, but let's be real, it's mostly females that gets attacked for just being them. So all I can say is do what makes you happy. Be what makes you happy. Be a representation of what your happiness is, as long as you can live with it if the tides should change. Because people are just so... people are people. Honestly, there is nothing you can do about it. You can only control yourself. So make sure that for yourself, you are satisfied. Now, on top of that, there are the Eurocentric features, which requires you to have like a straighter nose, white, okay, be a part of the Western culture, to have a tall and slim build, and you're supposed to just look soft and pretty and flawless and effortless. That's the Eurocentric beauty. And a lot of us as Black people, we only get invited into those spaces if we are mixed, or if our features look as though we can be what is considered at least a decent amount of pretty for you to be welcomed over there. And I mean, that's, I don't know, other than that, they kind of just exclude you and devalue you because, oh well, you're not one of us. And I mean, to be honest, in this world, all you can do is be yourself. So if you're gonna fix your nose, do it because you want to. If you're gonna fix your lips, do it because you want to. If you're gonna get tits, do it because that's what you want to. If you want your butt to be a little bit bigger. And it's just so crazy to me because we get Black people get bullied, and people of color, they get more bullied for having curves, for having thick lips, for having bigger tits naturally, right? We're told, oh my God, how could you look like that? Why would you want to look like that? And then they go under the knife to look just like that. To get a nice shaped bum, to get thick lips, to have more breasts. So what I'm trying to say is put it into perspective. People are telling you that who you are is not good enough while they go to try to look just like you because, well, these features are only acceptable and these features only make sense if it is applied in the right way. God don't make any mistakes. God made you exactly how you are because you are beautiful exactly as you are. And I wouldn't want for you to fix everything about your face and then you have a child and that child says, well, I'm feeling ugly, and you look at that child and say, well, you're beautiful, knowing that that child is a replica of you, because then that means you didn't believe that you're beautiful. So how are you going to go and create this whole facade for your child saying that, well, you're beautiful, when you know that you went under the knife so you could be what you consider to be beautiful? That's a conflict of interest. So just make sure whatever you're doing, you make peace with it, you can handle it, because things and time change. When I was growing up, if you're thick, if you have big lips, if you have a curvy body, if you have, like, that was nice in some cases, and it was bad in other cases. Like from the Eurocentric point of view, that was terrible. But then you get old and you realize that same Eurocentric standards of beauty is changing because, oh well, the ethnic, your ethnic beauty is now intertwined in a way that makes it feasible for you to be particularly cute. And I mean, that's just, I don't know, but I won't act as if other races are the only people who fight against us. People of color, we fight against each other. We really do. And that's something that we really have to look into, because why are you tearing somebody down that's from your community? You need to build them up. You need to remind them that they are beautiful. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. What's pretty for me might not be pretty for you. What's pretty for you might not be pretty for me. So how can you tell me to fit the mode by looking this way and that way because that's what's pretty for you? That has shit to do with me. So I don't know. Even the other day in New York, I think they unleashed a I think they made a statue of a black person who was not necessarily slim, just a regular black person. And we are so brainwashed to tear ourselves down that even when we were being represented as just a regular person, just the same, our own people were out there talking about, well, why does the statue have to look like that? Why the statue didn't have a slimmer build and more curve? And I'm like, everybody does not look like that. Everybody's not slim. Everybody is, if they look like the statue, they can't be beautiful. Like, it is so crazy. We are so brainwashed. We're very brainwashed to the point where we tear ourselves down because we just have years of us being oppressed and suppressed and minimalized and devalued that we do it to our own kind. And that is something that we do have to talk about as black people, as people of color. But it's not something that we're ready to be logical about, because we have too much emotions attached and we are not able to see logics when too much emotions are attached. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I hope you found something in this that you can look into as a person and be like, okay, maybe I took part in something that really I didn't realize was tearing my own community down, or maybe it helped me to feel a little bit better about myself and to celebrate who I am and to be proud of who I am and to accept who I am overall, and not because people say I should.